Hi guys, welcome back to another daily tarot card. These are your daily tarot cards for Monday, February the 7th, 2022. Today we're pulling from the Rider-Waite Tarot. We're starting off with the Page of Wands. Our fire symbols, our wands, our answers to our sword energy. So I feel like we're getting answers in the next coming weeks. So we had mentioned not this Thursday that has passed, but the previous one. So I feel like it was the end of January. We Throne Thursday, we had the Knight of Wands as the first card. That's Jamie riding out on the white horse. The purity of the situation, talking about a stuck situation gets moving. So I feel like it's regarding this news. A lot of people are messaging me saying, "Hey, what's going on in the sky?" And I'm like, I feel like it's nine energy. I feel like we are close to closing something off, and a whole new beginning comes. And we get these tones of with the world that it's inevitable. When they sit there and they talk about engagement and marriage, it's inevitable. So I feel like it's like maybe I remember saying this to Shane years and years and years ago, probably 20, they're showing me 2012, having this conversation, and it's like come to fruition, right? So it's just like, it was inevitable. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do we, handle this? And I definitely feel like, going to the Chariot, I feel like how I handle this situation will break that generational thing, because certain people didn't handle certain situations the proper way. Maybe my trauma triggered their trauma. You know what I mean? So they reacted the way they did. Not giving excuses to people, but what can you do? So I feel like in this situation, following my intuition, and I definitely feel like whatever you're going through is following your intuition and taking the reins in this. You are guiding this cart. This is your life. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like this is where it's like, you're guiding this cart to where it's going to go. You know what I mean? Are you going to crash it into a ravine? Heck no. We're going to do this the proper way. We're using our cups, our wands, our pentacles, our swords to weave magic as we move forward and move out this generational energy, this generational, wrong way of raising children and bringing in the right way. You know what I mean? So I feel like, if that resonates with you, or if it's just like you're breaking the curse of something, or you're doing things differently, you're beating to your own drum, definitely watching a TikTok, and he was like, if you don't ask, they never would have, he wouldn't, they never would have said yes, and he wouldn't be as prepared as he was. He took a great risk, and it's like pushing past our comfort zone. And I remember Spirit talking about that, push past your comfort zone. I hope I'm saying this, law of attraction on IG, I hope that's the whole full name, was saying that week that we pulled from Throne Thursday, that last week of January heading into February, with that Throne Thursday specific spread that I'm talking about, where they were saying like a stuck situation gets moving, they're saying that week will define the next 5 years. So, definitely Spirit is trying to give us messages. February 2nd to February 22nd is all about our karma, all about our destiny, all about our core values. Spirit had talked about that, sticking to our core values. And I definitely feel like it's like, you do what you feel is best. I feel like with the devil, I should definitely feel like, because what I went through, it's just like, I cannot sit there and be like, that's the gold standard of how to deal with things. No, absolutely not. We're all snowflakes. We're all like our fingerprints. We're all different. We're all unique. Just because I handle it in a certain way doesn't mean that person has to either. Everybody's different. Everybody handles things differently. The world has evolved so much more since then. So I definitely feel like with myself, that's where I feel like they're saying, with the magician, use your experience as you move forward, as your intuition. They're talking about educating yourself at a higher level of learning. So, I have learned, when people said, "Oh, you're going back to school," doesn't necessarily mean a traditional classroom. It means educating at yourself on a specific topic, and going from there. And how can you be a better, evolving as a person in this certain situation? So I feel like this is what Spirit is saying, that you're going to see, with that spread specifically, it was going to lead to a positive outcome. You know what I mean? So, they do talk about, bumps along the way. It will take sustained effort with the Chariot, but we will see that, a positive, and victory is yours to be had. Victor wearing the wreath, but you got to sit there and put the effort in. And I feel like we're going to have to do things that make us not feel uncomfortable. So again, with the world, this is how we evolve. This part of this cycle, this chapter, this book that we're at is ending. And this is where the star card is saying, whatever the situation is, you're going to see a period of peace. So you're going to see these periods where you get rest time to recuperate and then you move forward. You know what I mean? And I feel like I did definitely feel like I was overwhelmed. I would say more drained. I don't know. I'm the type of person that if I do certain things, like appointments and stuff like that, I feel drained at the end of the day. And it's like I need like a day to recover. Like I still do everything I do, but my energy feels low. But the next day I'm fine. You know what I mean? I don't know if that resonates with anyone, but that's what the way they're making me feel with this. And this energy where it's just like you're going to feel, but you'll recuperate. You always do. You know what I mean? And I feel like within this time, I feel like they're saying your guardian angels are with you. You know what I mean? Seek that guidance, seek that advice, seek them out, period. Definitely with me, Wusao, meditation, everybody's different. I always turn to my faith. That's what has gotten me through my widow grief. This is what has, gotten me to this point in my life. Always has been something that's been present. That's me. You know what I mean? Whatever resonates for you, whatever gives you that joy in your life, your sanctuary, you know what I mean? And with me, it's like, talking to them definitely on, 2222, send those manifestations out. Again, you have another chance on the 22nd. So it's just like, all we could do is the best as we can. You know what I mean? But I definitely feel like this is where they're saying sustained effort. This is where they're saying like, educating yourself at a higher level. Yeah, you're going to have to. Unfortunately, some of us have to wear many hats, Not only are you a parent, a guardian, but you're also, the house cleaner, snow remover, you're the, dry cleaner because you do all the laundry. You're the, dishwasher because you do all the dishes. You take care of all the appointments. You pay all the bills. Like it goes on and on and on and on and on. And I just feel like, you're great at all that. You'll be great at this. So I definitely feel like this is something that you're experienced with. That is happening. And Spirit has been knocking about this for a while, that a situation was coming up that we were experienced in. And it's just like, it's like, how do we move forward in the most positive, productive way? You know what I mean? If you are helping someone out, be as empathetic as possible and realize just because you handle it in a certain way doesn't mean they have to do it the same way you did. So we're going to start off with the Page of Wands. Always the bearer of messages. All of our pages are. And this is our fire signs qualities. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So we get knockings of that with strength. Fire's best qualities. Bravery, courage, strength, resilience. You should expect to receive good news of some kind in the coming weeks, and it could be sudden news that appears out of the blue and makes you feel energized within a certain situation. New beginnings are probable with this news. It could be a new relationship or simply an event that makes you feel that exciting energy at the beginnings of a new relationship. The news could be work related if it is a job or new project at work that stimulates your passion. Then a message via the Page of Wands will be very appropriate. Consider the feelings you get when you get news of something new and exciting. This is the message when an energy that comes from the loving Page of Wands. So again, I feel like this is going back to that spread with Throne Thursday 2 weeks ago when they said a stuck situation is beginning to move. It was a very positive spread. You know what I mean? We ended on the 9 of Pentacles, talking about a lot of, prosperity. And I feel like it's like security, energy, everything. You know what I mean? And I feel like, again, doing the best you can, not being afraid to ask for help. You know what I mean? Ask those questions, period. Because he's like, if I had not asked, I definitely felt like that was meant for me. Because it's like, I hate, I always go to worst case scenario. This is what it's going to be. But it's just like, even if it is, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But, if you don't ask, you'll never know. So with the Chariot, be sure that you're the one taking the reins in order to control the outcome of the situation. The Chariot also signifies zodiac sign Cancer in your life, or a zodiac sign Cancer about to make an appearance in your life. The zodiac sign Cancer is a hard worker and it attains success through emotional intelligence and sustained effort. This is the message of the Chariot. Victory is assured, but it won't be easy and it won't come quickly. So this is where they're saying, you know what I mean? You got to sit there and keep that momentum up in it. Everything that you put, the way that I personally am, it's like, no, whatever, when I want something, like I make sure, you know what I mean? I keep on it until it happens. You know what I mean? Even when the universe is like, pump the brakes. And it's like, I'm learning those cues, you know what I mean? But I feel like it's like that's the kind of effort you're gonna have to make. Like if you want a certain, handbag, you want a certain kettle, you want a certain uh house, you want a certain job, you want a certain person. You know what I mean? I'm not saying cuckoo crazy. I mean, like, showing that you're interested. You know what I mean? I feel like you putting that effort in. This could mean a new skill set you take on with some upgrade in education or taking the lead in a project at work. So, you know what I mean? I feel like, this is saying you need to take control of the situation. You know what I mean? You need to be the one in charge of this. If it doesn't feel right to you, speak up. You know what I mean? People are not mind readers. You got to speak up. It can also mean you make the next big move in love. It is important to remember that you only take on what you could complete, or otherwise victory will be lost. See, for me, I used to collect dolls, and it's like when I wanted a certain doll, I would go through all the places, who's got the best price, and da 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 da. And it's just like, I would sit there and, I would hunt that doll down. That's the only way I could best describe, like, wanting something like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is what, or even with myself, the higher levels learning these skill sets. So it's like, when I have downtime to myself, it's like, okay, let's research into this, let's invest into this and learn this new skill set, because I was really drawn to it and putting my energy into it. You know what I mean? Know also that the tarot is about the effort it will take to reach success. So we're going to need some effort here. This is not a victory that comes knocking on your door. You will need to put some effort in, and there will be some bumps along the way, but with effort, determination, and of the Chariot, victory is almost definitely assured. This is the exact same knockings of the Knight of Wands from the Game of Thrones tarot cards. This is the exact same knockings they were talking about. You know what I mean? So this is where I'm saying it's just like, make sure, you're doing the right thing here. Making sure, don't be sloppy about this. Be organized. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what they're saying about the zodiac sign Cancer, how hard workers they are. They're very critical of themselves. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is where you're going to have to sit there and be, like they said, be the leader. Sit there and be organized. You know what I mean? So I feel like, again, it's just like lining all your ducks up, getting all your ducks in a row here. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is what this is going to be. Very organized effort. So this is the Devil. And I feel like this is like, again, this is where it's like, well, I went through this. It was worse than you. So you should, this should be a cakewalk. We're not all the same. We're not all built the same. You know what I mean? Maybe you were put in their life to help them. Yeah, maybe you went through worse. But teach them what you do. If it resonates with them, you can't force people. Can lead a water to you can lead water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't drown them in the water. You know what I mean? You can't make them drink the water. You drown them in the water, they'll inhale the water, they'll choke on it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, be there for them. So when the Devil appears, the angels and the guides are pointing to a very powerful lesson. It may be one that includes zodiac side Capricorn, so our grounding energy, as this card is directly connected to Capricorn. Until now, you have been unaware that you become bound to a painful experience or lesson. You know something is holding you back, but you aren't sure what. The tarot card appears as a signal that there is indeed something impeding your success. This could be a health matter, it could be a person. Seeing this card, you usually know from your instincts what forces you are bound to that are preventing you from moving forward. If it is an illness, there's nothing you can do but take care of yourself to heal and move on. The same applies if the forces you are bound to are evil and manipulative. Cut out the dead weight, free yourself from the chains of addiction. Even if you are addicted to a person, only then can you move forward to the highest good. So maybe you're chained to that experience where it's just like you have no empathy for people that are, I guess, quote unquote, they're saying inferior. I don't like that word. But, you feel like you proceed as weaker, and then my situation was much worse than you. So you should, this should be a cakewalk. You know what I mean? But again, we're all like fingerprints. We're all different. Going to the Magician. So again, our intuition, but also using our experience as we move forward. When you're having one of those days where it feels like nothing could go wrong, you're the king and queen of your world, and that everything you touch turns to gold. The Magician card will appear in a reading. The Magician is all about creating your destiny. This card bears the message that your talents and your own inner gifts are the key to your success in the situation at hand. And I feel like that's what it is cutting out, your shadow side and being the observer, listening, and making sure that you're the one in charge here. And if you have all the tools you need in front of you to ensure that success does indeed manifest. This is a card about making something happen, and it's also directly tied to your instincts and your intuition. If you're feeling the urge to pull to do something, the Magician card appears. The message of this major arcana card is to follow your intuition. It will weave magic for you at this time. And for me, I always turn to my faith, pray, ask for guidance and deliverance, pay attention to my dreams. What are they telling me here? You know what I mean? Educating myself on the topic, whatever it is. It's just like, I feel like it's like, if you are helping someone, you are put in their life to take charge to help them out. You know what I mean? So, was it last week that I said that you and this person may become, I believe it was the Two of Cups. I feel like you both come to in this situation with unconditional love, and I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, this will bring the two of you closer, that bond, because they said it was either in love matters, like, typical love relationship, or it could be, in a work, kind of matter where it's just like, you guys have the same drive. You have this, it's like, you guys can see each other. It's just, you guys get each other. You know what I mean? The World card is that you are reaching a point in your situation where things truly come full circle. In love, this means that an engagement or new beginning is not probable, but inevitable. So what I felt like for myself, it's like this was inevitable. And it's like, okay, makes sense. A marriage, or a proposal or a brand new step in your journey is here. The same applies in work or career situations. It may take you somewhere out in the world or connect you with foreign people or events. You may take on a role with a foreign matter. The 4 signs are present: Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius. So if all of our 4 signs are present here. One of these fixed zodiac signs is the key to your world and situation as well. So when you think of the 4s, I feel like, 4s with the 4 pillars of a home. You know what I mean? That's holding our foundation. You know what I mean? And, speaking like of foundation, I feel like with the star. So maybe something has happened that has kind of rocked the foundation. It wasn't completely crumbled. We could fix this. And I feel like this is like, you will only be the victor if you are being your higher self. I feel like when they talk about zodiac sign Cancer, it's like, be that hard-driven worker, passionate. Cancers are very sentimental. You know what I mean? When they love you, they love you. Like, they love you. You know what I mean? And I feel like the shadow side is like, you know what I mean? Like being too much in our emotions. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is where you got to keep your emotions in check. You got to be that hard, organized leader, and sit there and keep your emotions in check, because this isn't about you. You know what I mean? The message here is to stay committed and fixated to your goals like these signs do, and success is just around the corner. The end of a cycle signifies completion of one journey and the beginning of an all-new, exciting one. When you see this card in your day, know that the world definitely is your oyster at this time. Everything you've been working for is about to happen. Enjoy it. And this is where I definitely feel like, that spread period was all about this. It's just like something is going to come about. It was like a stuck situation. It's starting to get moving here. This is why they're giving you the little tidbits here. Like they said, you already have the tools for this. You may have to do some education. You may have to do some research. It's something that we're not familiar about. So, we don't want to do it, but it's just like, we're going to have to push forward. So our last card is the Star. The Star almost heralds a period of peace and healing and embodies the peaceful and creative spirit of zodiac sign Aquarius. So definitely present with the world. It could mean you're reuniting with someone after a breakup or a separation from a loved one for the time being. There is no negative symbols with this card, and this card is always a joyful sight to see. This card may come after a tough time and brings with the message that there is peace on its way to you. All beauty and light will soon be restored in your world, and you may receive assistance from someone in the process. Some readers consider this card to symbolize your guardian angel, here to bring you peace and joy after heartache. This is a card where it feels too good to be true to feel this good, but believe it, because you deserve this joy after whatever you've gone through in the past. You can pin your dreams on the Star because she is really making them come true. And I definitely feel like staying balanced in our emotions, definitely what we were talking about here. And I definitely feel like this is where they're saying with the Chariot. If you are the lead in the situation, you got to make sure, yes, people will have their opinions. Everyone's going to say X, Y, and Z, but you follow your intuition. You do what you feel is best to do. You know what I mean? So it's just like, steering the way. You know what I mean? If you're not sure about something, doing your research, educating yourself, so you have the proper information as you move forward. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's like with the devil, it's like cut that whatever the shadow side is. We were talking about shadow energy last week. We did definitely talk about a hangover from Mercury retrograde. It's been knocking for a couple weeks now. So it's like keep that in check. You know what I mean? Keep yourself in check. This ain't about you, especially if you are being assistant. We have the duality of the Sphinx here. I know it's just like maybe means double feminine energy, you know what I mean? Or duality in your life. But I feel like this is where they're saying, this is where you will be successful if you keep, your emotions in check. 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. We are staying balanced here in our emotions, our higher self. You know what I mean? Take that time out for yourself, if it gets to be a little too much, and meditate. You know what I mean? But like they said, sustained effort. It's not going to be easy, but you will succeed in this. This is why they're saying this will come to an end. It's inevitable. It will come to an end. Nothing lasts forever.